Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of Try Hard Racing with me, Roll Cage TV. They say of me, he does the best he can with what he's got, which is not a lot of talent, but a whole lot of racing, a whole lot of fun. I don't have a lot of talent, but I have a lot of fun. I love motorcycle racing. And I'm playing on the arcade experience, so it's something I can actually handle. And I'm at week 17 out of 22, and these things go fast. But and this one I've already did, so I only have one more of these race-off sessions, which is good. So 17, 1, 2, I should be able to subtract this, right? I was just talking about how much math I took when in college, but that was a long time ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. That's what it was. 16 from 22 is 6. Let's get started. Why? They do this every time. I don't want, it gives me full weekend. I do not want full weekend. But I have to change this every time. Switch to race only. No, I don't want race only. Switch to basic weekend. Yes, that's what I want. Basic weekend every time. Why does it ask me to reset it? Why does it not assume I want the same thing as last time? I don't know. What would be nice is if I could get into Q2, then I know I'll be able to do a qualifier and directly into Q2. And I still don't think I could do a complete race in that amount of time. Theoretically, I could do free practice, qualifier, and a race all within an hour, but that almost never happens. First of all, I will not. Usually I'm only doing one qualifier. It's rare that I do two qualifiers. Either I do well enough in free practice to get the bye right into Q2, which I almost never do. Or it's not free practice, official practice. Or I do poorly enough in official practice that I have to play into Q1 to get promoted to Q2. And if that happens, then I almost never do well enough in Q1 to get to Q2, so I just start the race at the back anyway, which is what I did in the last race. So it's rare that I run two qualifiers. I have to do poorly enough in free practice to not make it into Q2, and yet well enough in Q1 to make it into Q2 after that. If you don't know how the Qs work, Q is qualifier. There's many practices. There's free practice, but that doesn't count towards your actual qualification. There's official practice, and long weekend adds all these free practices. I don't want to do that. But I race in official practice. If you are one of the top, what is it? 18, 14? I think it's 14. If you're one of the top 14 times out of official practice, then you are promoted right into, you get a bye into the second qualifier. The second qualifier lets you determine, that's where you win pole position in the second qualifier, where you place your place on the grid. If you, however, don't get in the top 14, you get promoted directly to the second qualifier. Then you have to run a first qualifier. It's like a second chance qualifier, which of course we call the first qualifier. But as a second chance qualifier, there you have the people that were already promoted into Q2 don't have to race in it. Just the people that didn't make it in the top 14. You race them off, and if you... Oh, sorry about that. If you... you have to be in the top 4 of that group. If you get into the top 4 of that group, then you get to go also into the second qualifier, the actual race qualifier. And so then all 18, the top 14 and then the top 4, the top 18 that got buys, and then the next 4 who made it through qualifier 1, they get to fight for the 1 to 18 positions on the grid. And they any of them can get pole position. Any of them can get first place or second place on the grid. It doesn't matter where they did in official practice or whether they had to come from Q1 or not. So it's a big advantage to get the bye, but it doesn't matter if you get the bye right into Q2, as long as you can get in the top 4 in Q1, then you're at an even level with everybody else. Because it's not a starting grid, it's just who's got the what your times are on qualifier 2 determines your position. If, however, you are like me and you do not get official practice in the top 14 to get the bye into Q2, and you do not also get the top 4 in the first qualifier, then you're put at the back of the pack. You don't get to go into Q2 to see if you can move up. You're just put in the back of the pack, I think probably based on your official practice times and position, but I don't know that for sure. As far as I know, they could do it in alphabetical order or by height or weight or whatever, I don't know. They give you a driver's test, a written driver's test. How well you score on the test determines what your starting grid position is for the next race. I don't know what it is. It could be, a hot dog eating contest. I don't know. It's a hot dog eating contest, and it happens just before the race. And the winner of the hot dog eating contest gets to start higher up in the grid, but you really don't want to do that because you're going to be weighed down with all the hot dogs, and with all the vibration in the motorcycle, you may not make it at all. So you're kind of punished for not making it a qualifier because you have to do the hot dog eating contest, which is going to significantly slow down your times and also make you ill. I think that's how it works. At least in the American Grand Prix. I don't know how hot dog eating contests are in the other part of the world, but it's actually a thing. It's actually a sport now. It used to be just a joke at state fairs or county fairs. Not even state fairs. It used to be a joke at county fairs here in the U.S. Oh, we'll have a hot dog eating contest or a pie eating contest. Who can eat a pie the fastest without using their hands? They still do that, just for laughs, to embarrass people, sticking their face into some kind of pie, blueberry pie or something that looks the messiest. But then it's like, the World Eating Federation or whatever is a thing where people are food athletes to see how much food they can consume in X amount of time. Like, oh, that's got to be just an American thing, right? I can't believe any other country in the world is so obsessed with wasting precious resources. Let's waste life-sustaining resources by having contests to see who can eat the most. if you're watching this on Twitch or on YouTube, and you're from another country that has like a professional eating league, please let me know. If you're on YouTube, just leave a comment on this video or any other video. If you're watching on Twitch, you'll have to whisper me. Don't put anything in chat unless I'm live, because it's kind of a scam. YouTube, you can go to a Twitch channel that is not currently streaming, right? And you can engage in what they call channel chat. You know, you can still go to the chat window even if the streamer is not live, and you can just chat there. And as far as I could find, there's absolutely no way to look up past chat. I can watch my VOD back and turn on chat history and see what the chat history was for that particular VOD. I do not have access to channel chat history. That, as far as I can tell, if you know a way to do that, then also let me know. But so you can be chattering away, asking me questions when I'm not online. I'll never see it. You can be answering me vital questions. I'll never see it. But I am open to all whispers on Twitch. I think there might be a restriction that I don't control. That is, you can only whisper someone if you have a verified Twitch account, because apparently Twitch still allows you to create an account without any kind of verification. They're old school. You can create an account without, you know, an email address or a phone number or any other. They give you several verification options. I don't know, Telegram. They send you a telegram, a Western Union with a, you know, with a code. Text message. Whatever. An SMS, Telegram. How would you like to receive your verification code? By email, by phone, or by Western Union? Please enter the code. Please enter the code we telegrammed you. You have, you know how it times out in, you know, 30 seconds or something, you know. We'll send you, we will, you know, we'll send you certified letter on an ocean liner, but your code will time out in 6 months. Look out for the letter. We'll send it on a postcard. You know, via the QE2 or whatever, which I don't think sails the open ocean anymore, but, or if it ever did. Okay, I am over 25 minutes, which means it's time for me to end the free practice for now. So we are going to go back to, not end the session, but return to the pit. Yes. And now we will go to the live board, and you will see, oh, look at that, I'm in second place, okay? And now I'm going to fast forward till there's only 10 minutes left, and you'll get to see me move down, how quickly I move down. Oh, now I'm in fourth place. Nope, not in fourth place. Now I'm in, oh, what place am I in now? I'm in 24th place. By the time I get under 10 minutes, it will be, it'll be 26th place, because you know, they do, the AI does better and better every lap, and I don't. Okay, that's under 10 minutes. Let's go back to the track. 24th. So I'm ahead of 2 other people. And now they expect me to do an even faster lap now and get back into second place. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to get back into second place. Now, I only do 10 minutes and 10 minutes. It's a 35-minute session. But if I did the entire 35-minute section, I see somebody's commenting. I can't read my chat while I'm actually racing here. The chat's down at my side, so I have to get back to you on that, brother. I apologize. But I you know, I've run in practices. I've run the whole 35-minute practice session, and I might be number 1 after 5 minutes, and then number 2, and then number 8, and then and by the time I finished the 35 minutes, I was nowhere near number 1. Often I was number last, because my times don't improve. If it's a course that I'm completely unfamiliar with, well, then my times might improve after the first 5 or something. But racing the 20 laps or whatever it is that a full session will get you I'm not an AI bot. I don't get faster times every time just because that's how the game is programmed. Supposedly the course gets faster, but you know, I'm not on the racing line 100% of the time, so it's not getting faster that way. And I'm playing on the arcade experience, so I have a feeling that makes no difference. There's no tire wear when in the arcade experience, so it's not like the tires are getting softer and grippier. Oh, come on, I broke too late. Again, I broke too late on that turn. And they're going to count that time, aren't they? They are going to count that time. And try to watch the mini-map, because I know you can't count on the colors of the racing line. I discovered that when I first started playing the game. They'll show you a yellow patch where you're supposed to lift, but you're in the middle of a straightaway and there's absolutely no reason to lift. Or they'll show you a green all the way up to a turn, and then it'll go yellow when it's already too late to slow down. You're going to go way wide on the turn. So you really have to just learn the turns and ignore the colors. And I'm not good at learning. I'm an old guy. My learning days are done. I used to be, I mentioned this in the last episode, I used to be good at learning when I was young. I'm not good at learning anymore. College, university was many years ago. Well over 40 years ago now. So. Oh, it's starting to rain. Are they gonna pull us in for tire changes? Which I don't get to choose. They just pull everybody in. Oh, I was looking over to see if I had chat. Another chat message. That was all on me. That wasn't the racing line thing. Can't blame the racing line for that. I thought I had more of a straightaway than I did. Okay, I'm in 24th still. I don't expect that to last in the next... no way. No way am I making that time. I expect to be in... sorry, my voice is... Allergies are clogging up my voice. I can't reach my mute button so I can cough while I'm racing. Sorry for the throat clearing. I know that's kind of rude. They've been doing construction. I have allergies this time of year. Well, I have allergies all times of year. Coaster, how things going? Sneering, you're here. Happy affiliate anniversary. My affiliate anniversary was a few weeks back, but thank you. 4-year affiliate. Being an affiliate was only a big deal to me because it meant that, well, it was a big deal because then, you know, I could garner your support. Thank you again, brother. But mostly it was a big deal to me because unless you're an affiliate, you can't get the magic box called a transcoder that lets you stream in multiple qualities. So when I first started, for the first, I don't know, 8 months or something that I started streaming, I could not, people would tell me they couldn't watch my stream on their phones, or, you know, if they had not such good internet, depending on where they were. But no matter how good your internet is, if you're trying to watch on a phone, at the end of the month, your unlimited data plan is now got you down to dial-up speeds. And so the nicest thing about getting an affiliate isn't the money you get, because you get next to no money when you're a stream my size. Certainly ad money is next to nothing, and I do everything I can to keep the ads to a minimum. But it allows more people to watch my stream. So it was a big deal to me for that. And in fact, I would not be streaming in 1080p if it wasn't for the fact that I was an affiliate. I'd have to dial it down. I started at 720. Because more people could watch me at 480 or at 720 than at 1080. And that includes the VODs too. It's not just live. You don't get a post process ability either. So if I post things to YouTube, YouTube will post process it, and they'll give you more, you know, just the source resolution is sent to YouTube, and then YouTube recompresses it and whatever. But the highlights that are on Twitch and the VODs that are on Twitch will not give you different resolutions unless it's streamed in different resolutions, which you cannot get unless you're affiliate. Theoretically, again, I cannot make the, it doesn't look like it's that big of a turn on the map. That's one of the things that messes me up. Okay, this is the last lap coming up on. I'm still holding 24th place, amazingly enough. All right. Let's see what you guys got to say. Coaster, how's things going? They're going well. They're going very well. I'm doing my usual, you know, old man complaining about things, but other than that, I'm doing well. Yeah, earlier in the stream, I was in a much worse mood. I'm in a better mood now. For one thing, I was very tired. Hold on a second, I'm gonna mute. Yeah, my allergies, my roommate realized that one reason my allergies have been extra bad this season is because they've been doing road construction all up and down my road. You've never been into bike racing? It's fun. I have a game that's MX versus ATV, or maybe it's the other way around. That is just a real silly bike racing. It's not like a realistic BMX type racing, and it has ATVs in it. But I've never been into racing games that are dirt bikes. I love dirt auto racing games and truck racing games, but I've never been into dirt motorcycle racing games. I guess I just don't like the motorcycles so much. But as far as actual auto racing, or actual, racing, asphalt racing motorcycle games, I love those. Okay, I'm in, gotta go through Q1, which I will have time to do before I finish out this segment. I would never race on an actual motorcycle. I wouldn't mind racing with, of course, a roll cage, pun intended, in a car. But at least I would have when I was younger. I would never race an actual bike. They're crazy. And people do fall down. You watch people racing, they do fall down. If you're in a closed circuit like this, they have wide runoff areas like that. So if you fall, you're wearing all the proper protection, you're probably not going to get killed. If you're racing on like the s.r.l race, which is just a road course with walls very close to the path and fences and things and hills you can drop off, yeah, people die in that racing. They have averaged 1 fatality per race. It's a beautiful road race, but I think, I didn't finish last, did 24th, that's right. That average has gone down. I mean, it's not like, they have averaged less than 1 fatality per race over the last, several years. The race goes back 100 years or something. And the fatality rate was a lot higher back then. There's a good movie about Isle of Man. And spoiler alert, it does include news about one of the racers who died in hospital. But it's an older movie. It's not older. It's 10 years old or something. And it's available on YouTube. It's a documentary. It was a movie. It's also available on YouTube. But it's a fun game. I had s.r.l 1. I loved it. In fact, you can play with sidecars, and you can't fall off a sidecar. Well, you can't fall off a sidecar as long as you're using an AI co-driver. s.r.l allowed you to play with a second human who steered the sidecar, a second human player, and if you don't know what you're doing, you don't lean when you're supposed to lean, you can aeroplane that that sidecar and flip over. But if you're just working the bike and you've got an AI co-rider or whatever they're called, co-pilot, then you will be fine. But then s.r.l 2 came out, and it was a great game. I played s.r.l 2. I loved the game. It had most of the races were on like a separate island, which was, I think, fictional. Maybe it was supposed to be in Northern Ireland or something, I don't know. But a separate location, not on the Isle of Man. But then, if you qualified for the TT Isle of Man race, you would actually play on the Isle of Man course. But its open world was not on Isle of Man. Its open world was a smaller open world, and qualifier races throughout the season were on this other open world area. And you also could race in like junior. If you didn't qualify for the big race, you could choose instead to play in the junior races. You had different races you could play in every calendar, which had different difficulty levels. And there was a senior, a legends race or something, for like older riders. So there were different events you could play in, and so you could play on the Isle of Man course like all the time, but you did have to qualify to play with the big bikes on the Isle of Man course. But it wasn't that hard because you just build up points throughout the year, and then you could qualify if you build up enough points. And you actually had these player cards where you get more points, some bonus cards where you could earn bonus cards for doing certain things, and then you could play those. So it was gamified that way. Well, then TT Isle of Man 3 came out. They took out all of the gamification. They increased the open world to be massive. It is like the entire Isle of Man, not just the main course of Isle of Man, but the open world is like the entire Isle of Man. It's beautiful. They made the handling a little bit more sim-like, but they took away the ability to ease off the handling. You had to race with the sim handling. I don't think there was a way to race with the more casual handling, which you could do in Isle of Man 2. And also, because the open world was on Isle of Man, everything was on Isle of Man. It wasn't open world, you could just tool around. It was absolutely beautiful. However, they now to qualify, because they took away the gamification, it didn't matter how many of the other races you won, you had to beat a certain time to qualify for the last race, the final race. And that time did not change based on, you had to run the full course in like 20 minutes. And that time did not change based on your difficulty level, the AI difficulty level you set. Because the only difficulty level you could set was the AI difficulty level. And so it was impossible for me to ever qualify for the final race, because I could not get around that course in the qualification time, no matter what level I put the AI level at. So the people that play on the highest level would find it easy to qualify. The people that play on the lowest level, like I did, because there was no adaptive AI either, no way I could qualify for the final race. So I did an entire 10 seasons of that game. The Let's Play is still on my channel, where I never qualified for the final race. But beyond that, their lowest difficulty level, with whatever assists I could get, so like dual braking and whatever assists I could get, their lowest difficulty level was 30, highest difficulty was 100. It was only the AI difficulty. Like I said, they would have these challenges. I couldn't do any of the challenges either, the open world challenges, because they had fixed times that didn't change based on your skill level. The only difficulty level was AI difficulty, and the lowest difficulty level, which was 30, I could not come close to being anywhere near competitive. In fact, I could not come close to finishing anywhere but last. In fact, I could not come close to finishing closer to second from last then they were from first place. So there were, I think, 30 bikes. I would finish 30th every time, and my gap from 30 to 29 up to my next closest was wider, usually twice as wide as the gap from 29th to first place. So I was nowhere near on any of the races, but I gutted out 10 seasons. I said I was committed at the beginning of racing 10 seasons. So you just watch me 10 seasons finishing distant last, distant last, distant last, distant last, not able to do any of the challenges, and never getting into the final race. So it is probably my worst. I mean, as people say about me, he does the best he can with what he's got, which is a polite way of saying I'm not very good. And just totally awful. And then I asked people who were into TTL Man, one person in particular who I watched play TTL, he would stream TTL Man 2 while I was playing TTL Man 2, and I watched him. And then TTL Man 3 came out, and he was praising TTL Man 3 to no end. And he's better than me, but he's not world class. And I asked, what do you think of TTL Man 3 compared to TTL Man 2? Oh, he could not say enough good things about TTL Man 3. The bike's handled better, etc., etc., etc. I said, but, you know, do you find the AI any more difficult? And he said, oh, I don't play the AI. I never play the AI in TTL Man 3. Now, I know I've watched him play the AI in TTL Man 2, but he said he doesn't play the AI in TTL Man 3. He never has. He never even tried the AI in TTL Man 3. I don't think it was because he heard that it was incredibly difficult. I just think, you know, that wasn't his thing, playing races against the AI. His thing was, he didn't play multiplayer either. His thing was to just do time trials and free open world stuff. So I could not find anyone else that commiserated with my I couldn't find anyone else that could commiserate my total lack of skill, that's for sure. But also anyone that could commiserate with the fact that they made this sequel, who, by the way, was not developed by the same people. It was developed by a completely different group of people. I could find no one else that recognized that the AI was just way overcooked. It was not even close. You know, a lot of times sequels are harder than the original games. That's kind of a standard thing, which annoys me with a lot of things anyway, especially racing games, because it's not difficult to make racing games easier. Just slow down the vehicles, right? But you know, sequels often are made harder, in part because the people that play the original game complain that the game's too easy. The loud voices complain that it's too easy, so they make the sequel harder. And the developers, they don't know how hard it is for people that aren't familiar with the game. They've been developing the game for 10 years. They know how to play it. And there are some people do an excellent job at difficulty levels. And this game I mentioned before, I could not play the 2020 version on stream as a series, as a YouTube series. It was too difficult. But now they got the message, and 2025 has difficulty levels that are much wider apart, and I can play the lowest difficulty level and beat them easily. So I can find a difficulty level that I can adjust to, and I can play in this arcade mode so that the bikes are easier to handle. And I can play against an adaptive AI, so it can raise or lower its performance to match mine. I sound like I'm complaining again, but I'm not complaining about this game. I'm complaining about a different game. I was so disappointed. I was so looking forward. Oh, TTL Man 3. I love TTL Man 2. I've watched my friend play TTL Man 2 on stream so much. TTL Man 3 is coming out. I bought it sight unseen. Before I realized that it was a different developer. Yeah, and I'm gonna go into Q2. Finished almost last in Q1, or finished almost last in official practice, but now I'm gonna finish maybe first, at least in the top 4. So I think I am getting better, because the official practice was horrible. I was missing every turn. I finally adapted, finally learning the how much the racing line lies to me. Like here, you do not wait until the track turns yellow to start making this turn. Oh, overcooked out a little. I thought I could brake a little later than they were suggesting on that, but I really couldn't. Or I just accelerated too aggressively through it. I think that's possibly what happened. Wait, wasn't that the line? Did I make it before? I didn't make it before 0-0. No, that wasn't the line. That wasn't the line. It was a line on the ground, but it wasn't the finish line because there were no pits near it. Here's the pits. Here's the start-finish line. They let you race. They let you finish your lap if it hits 0-0, but I still don't know if it counts or not. Which is what happened there. I hit 0-0 and they let me finish my lap. And look at that. Top 4 qualify for Q2, which includes me because I finished first. Last in official, well, not quite last in official practice, first in Q2. So now they're going to send me to first in Q1. So now they're going to send me to Q2. But I'm going to exit out of it and go back to the career menu because I don't have time to do Q2. Just checking over the chat, see if I missed anything. I don't think so. Continue. Continue. I don't want to continue, but you don't give me an exit option. Continue. Now I finally get an exit option. It's worse when the race starts because you don't go to the pit area. You have to go through all the way till the race starts. Was about to start, and then you can pause and exit. Anyway, I had to clear my throat, and I still have to clear it again. Well, I'm here. I can't do much of anything here. No wall. Standings are the same. First place, barely hanging on with only 6 more, was it 6? Yeah, 6 more races to do. And they're working on the engine power, which is fine. Yeah, there's nothing really else to do. And I don't have time to even do a quick race. So I am going to call it here. It'll be a little after 45 minutes. If you are watching on Twitch, I am going to be rating someone, so you can stick around for that. If you are watching on YouTube, that's going to be it for this YouTube episode. The next YouTube episode, well, for Twitch folks, the next Twitch stream will be a week from this stream. I stream this Saturdays at most Saturdays at starting at 12:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. First Saturday of the month, I stream Dirt Rally in that slot instead. If you are watching on YouTube, the next YouTube episode will be the next weekend, Saturday, Sunday day at 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time, which is almost always midnight in the UK and almost never noon the next day in New Zealand, but it's plus or minus an hour, depending on the time of year, thanks to Daylight Savings Time. And thanks again to all of you for watching. Twitch, stand by for Raid. YouTube, I hope you have a great afternoon, great evening, great morning, great whenever. I missed one. Great afternoon, great evening, great night, great morning, great whenever until I see you again. And wherever you end up going, on the road or in life, don't forget to enjoy the drive. All right, Twitch, Raid incoming, YouTube. For you, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.